Today, we're diving into a really powerful call to action for the citizens of Meghalaya. We're looking at a source that argues there's a massive inequality in how city taxes are collected. But more than that, it actually gives a playbook for how you, the citizen, can do something about it. So, get this. The whole issue boils down to a tale of two taxpayers. On one side, you've got a wealthy property owner who owes CRORES in back taxes, and apparently nothing happens. But on the other side, a poor family that's behind by just 5,000 rupees is threatened with having their basic services, like water, cut off. The source we're looking at says this isn't random. It's how the system works. And there's a term for this, a really important one: institutionalized inequality. This isn't about a few bad apples or simple mistakes. The argument here is that the entire system is set up to enforce the rules differently depending on who you are. The outcomes aren't just unfair, they're predictable. Okay, so let's dig into what this system of inequality really looks like, because the source asks a very direct question. Who exactly is getting away with not paying their fair share? Well, according to the material we're digging into, it's not the little guys. The top defaulters fall into three pretty clear groups: influential business people, powerful politicians, and high-ranking officials. So this suggests the problem isn't about people who can't pay, it's about people with the power not to. The source even gives this a name: class-based corruption, and that's a really powerful concept. It's not just about, backroom deals or bribes. It's about a system where the law is used like a hammer against the vulnerable, while the powerful are kind of allowed to just shrug it off. That's the core accusation here. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about pointing fingers and feeling angry. The source material actually proposes a solution. It's like an investigative toolkit for any regular citizen who's had enough and wants to demand some real accountability. So it throws a challenge right back at you. How can you, yes, you personally, find out the real facts? It reframes the whole thing. This isn't just about protesting. It's about becoming an investigator in your own city. And here's the playbook it lays out. It's a pretty straightforward, four-step action plan, using tools that are already available, like the Right to Information Act or RTI. Step 1, you demand the data on who owes tax money. Step 2, you zero in on the top 50 biggest defaulters. Step 3, you do your homework and find out who these people actually are. And Step 4, you make it all public. Now, the point here isn't just to name and shame for the fun of it. The goal is so much bigger than that. It's about using hard data to prove there's a systemic bias and then demanding that the law is enforced equally for absolutely everyone, no exceptions. So, why does all this matter so much? What's the real cost of this alleged corruption? Let's take a look at what it's costing your community right now, every single day. We're not talking about a little bit of cash here. We are talking about crores upon crores of rupees. This is public money, money that's supposed to fund your city, that the source claims is just not being collected from the people who owe the most. And just look at this chart. Based on the claims in the source, it's pretty staggering. It paints a picture where a massive 95% of all unpaid taxes comes from that small group of wealthy defaulters. Meanwhile, the poor and middle class, they only account for a tiny sliver of the problem. Just think about it. What could that money do? Could it finally fix the roads in your neighborhood? Could it mean you have a reliable water supply 24/7? Could it fund better schools, better parks, better public services for everyone? The source makes a direct connection between that missing money and the quality of your everyday life. So you've got the information. You know what's at stake. Now we get to the final part, the Citizen Action Plan. This is where it all comes together in a clear strategy for people to organize and demand change. So what can you do? The source lays out some key strategies. Get together with your neighbors. Form things like resident welfare associations. Take that data you've collected and publicize the names of the big defaulters. Make this an issue in local elections. Support candidates who promise to enforce the law equally. And every time you see preferential treatment, document it. And hey, this isn't just about making noise. The source gives you a clear roadmap for taking formal action. If you've got evidence of corruption or discrimination, you go to the Lokiyota. If you're seeing preferential treatment, you take it to the Commissioner of Police. If the rules are being applied in a discriminatory way, there's the State Human Rights Commission. It's all right there. And we're going to end with the most provocative idea of all, a form of civil disobedience. The source suggests that citizens should collectively refuse to pay their taxes until the government can guarantee that the rules will be enforced equally for everyone, rich or poor. It leaves us with one big, final question. What does it really take for citizens to make the system work for them?